Netflix has changed distribution, but content-wise, it's basically HBO with a different, different plan, different distribution. You guys with Video Game High School, it seems you're taking an actual YouTube aesthetic to the content. Would you say that's correct?
Well, I mean, here's what it is. I don't know that Video Game High School would have gotten made on another platform, right? And let's talk about why. It was video game based. There was guns. There was high school. There was a lot of reasons why, in theory, that might not get done. It was also, very clear extrapolation of what's already going on. So I think YouTube's bringing opportunities for creators to create different kinds of content that might not exist anywhere else, and that content may have value other places, right? Given the audience that they can generate.
And as far as income for VGHS, was it mostly YouTube, or did you make any off physical media?
Well, we quite a bit of revenue on YouTube, right? Tied to advertising. Kickstarter was a big part of it, so a lot of fan support, and then we've licensed the content in a number of places, right? This season we did a unique thing. We released it on Vimeo for EST before, we released the whole series while we're releasing each subsequent episode, so if you wanted to watch it all at one time, you could. That generated quite a bit of revenue for us, so there's a lot of ways we were able to sort of pull revenue out of that property.
Is physical media like DVD or Blu-ray valuable to you guys as an income?
It was pretty valuable in the Kickstarter campaign, right? So we fulfill a lot of DVDs. We've not sold a bunch of physical product though, as a function. We've sold quite a bit of EST. So that's how that market has evolved.
It seems that advertisers get the space, the YouTube space. And does Hollywood, old Hollywood, so to speak, the studios, do they really understand it yet? How to use it, what it is?
Yes and no, I think to varying degrees. So, the late night talk show guys, they get it. There's a lot of really interesting stuff happening in that space. I think a lot of talk in general, I think, gets it pretty well. So I think they're doing quite well. And then there are other places where I don't know if they want their content that way. If I had put the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars into my Game of Thrones, I don't know that I want it in that environment right off the bat, right? Don't forget, it's a global, fully distributed environment. And that really impacts the economics of all the windowing and sale channels that a company like HBO would put a show like that through to pull all that investment out, right? And so I don't know that it works for everybody in that regard today.
The interview, people are crowing about how it proves that a film can work on VOD, straight to VOD, but it had a huge amount of P&A invested in it.
Correct.
It had huge free advertising, and people were seeing it as they were a patriotic duty. Do you think too much has been made of its value?
No. The question is does it justify the lost revenue, theoretical lost revenue of what happens in the theater chain first? That I don't know. But like if Star Wars was to do a day and date, you really think 15 million would be the record? Be obliterated in about 5 seconds, right? Even if it was a $50 VOD.
Right.
So I just don't know that a company like Disney can afford to make that move today with a franchise like that today. I'm sure over time it'll all evolve, and it'll all be priced tied to experience, right? There's a reason why IMAX is more expensive than regular and all of that other stuff. So I would assume maybe if you watch it in your home the first weekend, it's $50 or $100 or whatever it would be that would be appropriate. Because I watched UFC this weekend. It was $60 or something. It was not cheap. Had no problem doing that.